Hey, hello, my friends. This is going to be a very quick and short The Coffee Run today. So, welcome. Oh my God, tech has not been my friend today. It's absolutely insane. You know how you maybe didn't see, I put up a post yesterday or the day before going, oh my God, I've just discovered all of this old content that I had. Really, like 99.9 of it is still relevant for today. Actually, all of it is still relevant. Just some of the ways that you might implement are a little bit different. Well, you might recall from last Friday that I had a tech frenzy. I broke both my websites, my membership site and my normal blog site, and it's still in the process of being fixed. But I realized today, thank God, I had a client who said, oh, hey, I can't get into this. I'm getting this error. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I've gone and done some investigating, and I found there's like a whole course that I think I deleted a whole page for, and it's, I thought it was gone forever, but I found it tucked away in a little, oh my God. Anyway, I just can't even, it's insane. So what I wanted to talk to you about today is making sure that you don't go and delete shit, because you just never know when it's going to come in handy. I think the other thing that I felt like was really necessary, it's going to be a really quick one today, something that was really necessary is to be able to think logically. So one of the things that we were talking about yesterday was when things go a little bit sideways, right? And so it might be clients that go sideways, it could be your children going sideways, your partner, like whatever, and things can kind of get a little bit hairy. It's really important for you to be able to think consistently, think logically, and think pragmatically. So one of the things that I've learned throughout this whole process is making sure when you're setting stuff up that it's very, 1, 2, 3, 4. So for instance, I delivered a training today for our Business Badassery Mastermind folks, which you do get access into that as a bonus in the All Access Pass, which is completely crazy. But I did the masterclass today on events and how to run events, event mastery. And whether you're running an online event or an offline event, it's really important that you go through and you think systematically about stuff. Now, I know that there are people out there that will say, oh, just like by the seat of your pants, just go with flow and trust that whatever comes out, comes out. To me, there's a time and a place for that. So there's perhaps like if you've already been through a program with people and you're doing, like I do this for my 2-day in-person events that form part of a curriculum or something like that. I will go through a process called Witty Wicket, and we'll work through, hey Ash, we'll actually work through the things that they want to know because they've already got a lot of the learning from me. So it's a bit like, if you've gone through and learned something, then you're going to have different questions to what you would have had when you very first went through a training, right? When you're completely green, when you don't know what you don't know, it's really hard. I find it really hard to go, well, like, I don't actually know what questions I have. So I'm in the process of just waiting to find out about some information on a holistic counseling and psychotherapy course. And I'm like, I think this would be really kind of fun. I think I might like to do some formal study and this, that, and the other. And one of the ladies that responded to me, she said, so, what questions do you have? And I'm like, I don't have any. I don't know what questions to ask because I don't know what I don't know. And so if you're running an event and you are like people are coming in completely green, then you've got to have a system and a structure for being able to take people through because they don't freaking know what they need to know, right? And this is part of the issue, I think, when people go, oh, well, what's the agenda for the event and things like that. Sometimes it's better that you don't know because you can't then walk in with preconceptions about what you should be learning, what process you should be going through and that kind of thing. And then the other side of that is if you've got like I said, people who have already been through a program and then you're delivering a live event, you can really tailor the content to those people, even if you know some things that you need to go through. So I thought I would just give you a quick rundown on some things that you need to consider. So if you decide to run an event online or offline, I know at the moment it's going to be online because of the state of the nation and the world actually, but this will translate directly if you're running them in person as well. So The first thing that you need to know is what's your intention for the event? Is it to educate? Is it to add more value? Is it to sell? Like, why are you running this event? The second thing is, if you are going to sell, and this is before you start marketing it, before you start writing sales pages, before you do anything at all, what is it, if you're going to sell, what do you want to sell? Is it just one thing? Is it a retreat? Is it a program, a course, a book? What is it? You're coaching, you're mentoring. The third thing is, what is the outcome that that your audience need to have? Right? So if you think about it, like the thing that I always want you guys to do is get out there and be visible. The outcome that I'll promise you is that you'll walk away with a marketing plan. So that you can use for the whole entire year, that will have you standing out. You will absolutely be seen as being different in your world. And that's my big promise, right? With the least amount of time humanly possible. The fourth thing that you need to think about is, what are the 4 pillars that you're taking your people through? And then that will help you to then, when you go into number 5, which is how are you going to structure your event, like how to break up the sessions, right? So if you've got 4 pillars, and you've got a whole day, you'll probably do 2 sessions in the morning and 2 sessions in the afternoon. If you're doing a 2-day event, 2 sessions on day 1, 2 sessions on day 2, right? I trust that this makes sense. The next thing that you want to work out are your timings. So what are your timings for your event? When are you having lunch? When are you having morning tea? Are you going to get them to go out into a breakout session in a room? You can send them off to the corners of the room. If you're running it on Zoom, you can do breakout sessions in the Zoom so they can go and talk amongst themselves, which is helpful. And then you can bring them all back in again. The next thing that you would do now is you would go and have a look at the resources that you need to create. So are there any templates, checklists, downloads, if you're doing this online? Is there a workbook that you need to do? You can't go and build a workbook until you know how it's going to run, how your sessions are going to run. And you can't work out how your sessions are going to run until you've done your curriculum, right? So all of this, the caveat to all of this is that you know who you want in your room, whether it's a virtual room or a real physical 3D room. And then from there, it's about you implementing, you writing out your sales pages, you writing up your curriculum, like you really then start getting people enrolled and things like that. So that, to me, like the thing that I've always said is that structure will give you freedom. And I always used to be really I had this opinion or this perception that being in flow was really kind of passive and I'm just sitting here being all in flow. Where for me, the thing that structure gives me the ability to kind of flow in the things that I need to do, but then it's also like so this is what's next. So the thing that I would consider is this: what structure do you need? What can you put in place that allows you to create some flow for you? Secondly, I think you should all be thinking about how you can run your stuff online. I've just written an article. That wasn't good English. I've just finished writing an article for Inside Small Business on how to go online. It's really interesting. All of these platforms that are like, how do we do this? How do we do this? I'm like, okay, cool. Like, let me keep writing about that. So I trust that is helpful. Don't throw out anything. Like if you've got old course material, if you've got any old resources or anything that you have got floating around, guys, don't delete it. Don't delete it from your websites. You never know when you might need it. And let me tell you, it's a pain in the motherfucking ass going through all the website, trying to build it all back in and make it all become cohesive again. So guess what's on my agenda today? Yes, dealing with this bloody website. So get out there, go help some people, have a whole ton of fun doing it. If you need to jump in the all access, I'll put the comment in here after. There's a full training on the event mastery training from today, and almost all of the programs and the courses are sitting in the membership site waiting for you just to jump on in. So go do all of those things, have fun, and remember, the world is ready for your brand of awesomeness. I'll talk to you soon.